they go, oh shit, and they hide their beers behind me. And I went, what? And in the background, the tour van came in with Ian Atsbury and Billy Duffy, because they haven't drank for 10 years and they can't drink in front of the other members of the cult, right? And they're fully taking the piss out of them, as mates would do, you know. The boys are still from England. They're big soccer fans, yeah, so they don't mind taking the piss, but it was a real, speaking of sobriety, and you know, you can't live that lifestyle forever.
Oh, Keith Richards can.
How annoying! But even he's carrying it. Even he's carrying like a.
He can afford better chemists.
But he actually isn't, though. You know, I don't think anyone can
maintain.
Be like a total waste, and people get tired of it in any industry.
Yeah.
Iggy Pop's done okay.
Iggy Pop has...
Yeah, but what is he actually on?
Life, man. He's just on life.
You would have thought by now some story would come out.
Should have sold it as a weight loss pill, whatever it is. He's
yeah.
To the show? Just two more. Okay, yeah.
Sins and praise and preaches, but they have an empty call. And the signs are passing. Grab the wheel, I can't read it. Sacrifice receiving. The smell is on my hands, and I listen for the voice inside my head. Nothing, I'll do this one myself. Down the speedsters, so the Lord be accountant. Worthy and now to make a plain for the clear. Emma says whispered in the fading darkness. Want to be like I wanna, but so my yeah. And the barrel shakes on, directly at my head. Oh, help me from myself. And I listen for the voice inside my head. Nothing, I'll do this for myself. Myself. I'll do this for myself. Oh, and the barrel waits, trigger shakes, aim right at my head. Won't you help me for myself?
All right, hit me with something. Where you all from, but?
Southeast Melbourne, originally.
Okay. Dandenongs, is that what it's called?
Yeah, you got it. Born in Dandenong.
Isn't it funny?
Hospital.
Every time we get a singer in here,
yeah.
I've got to tell them to speak in the fucking mic.
Man,
it's funny, like, they're all out here and they're like, dude, please. I mean it. It's become an actual thing with me. It really has.
It has.
I could tell.
Yeah, say, okay, what hometown is it then, mate?
Dandenong.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, hit it right.
Born in Dandenong
Wow.
Hospital. There you go.
Yeah. Beautiful.
The hospital used on Neighbours all those years.
Is that right?
Same hospital.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you betcha.
Ramsey Street.
Is that
Don't
right?
know about that.
What about you, Mikey? Where are you from there?
I'm Tassie, born and bred, mate.
Hey, what town?
Launceston.
Alceston. Good speedway.
Brisbane.
What part?
Brizzy.
Albany Creek.
Oh, Northsider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Blaze.
Hobart.
Oh.
Hobart for me. Tassie. Tassie boys.
Down the arty section. You know who lived down there? Does he still the drummer, bass player from Violent Femmes?
Really?
Yeah, still
didn't know
does.
that.
I'm pretty sure.
And
Massive art scene.
apparently there was a band back in the 80s called White Lion, metal band. Apparently the lead singer Mike Tramp he lives down there as well in Hobart.
That's a magic voice.
Yeah, great band. But that's the thing about getting back to Outshined is the thing about all of us. Like we didn't just when the concept was together, as Matt said earlier, touched on it earlier on. We started talking about this back in 2000. Matty and I have talked about it.
We used to jam this stuff in 93, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Before I got into other things with Mike up at Break Street.
Yep.
We would, wouldn't we? Hour on end, just mainly the Alice in Chains stuff and the Pearl Jam stuff, and we'd drift off into other things. But
Mikey on bass at the
just
time?
playing acoustic guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Plays a fair guitar as well.
But we've all known each other
Yes.
since the 90s. So that's when it came time, like every few years we talk about it. I think the first time that we spoke really about it was when it was not long after Lane Staley died, which was early in the days. But then Matty went and did Rollerball and always in the cover stuff. But then when maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it came back up again, and it wasn't the right time. Everyone was involved in other projects, didn't have the time. And then we started really in 2015. So this is the third year we've been doing it. What happened was Matt and I, both Matts, we put it out there and said, now it's time to do it. Scott Wheeland had just recently died, and then it was like, okay, let's put together a list of songs. And then just before, 2 weeks before our first show, I think we booked a gig in 2016. We booked the show at Cooley for the 4th of June 2017. And we
On
started
the back, a good idea by Josh Page in the end, wasn't it? Josh said, "Look, we just have to book something, boys."
we'd already been rehearsing for. We didn't get together
Fucking
to.
around.
We didn't get to. Well, we didn't get together to play gigs. That's the whole thing. We got together just to play the music.
Like mates would catch
Yeah.
up just to hang out. Yeah.
So
We didn't
at
think anyone
first
would
we
put
did
up
it
with
every month. We'd get together and have a jam,
Yeah.
and then it just got better, got tighter, and the gig got booked in January, and then we started rehearsing more frequently, and then in May, the month before the show, Chris Cornell took his life. So it was like that was pretty hard because we had a lot of people on social media. At that stage, we didn't have a lot of people on the page, but I had people messaging me saying, "Oh, that's how that's uncanny, and that's going to make it real good for you guys, and it's like a blessing for you guys." And I couldn't have thought of anything
That's
fucking
horrific, isn't it?
worse. You know, it really, it was.
Emotional,
Very.
to say the least.
To think just 2 weeks out from our first show that's what happened.
But I think what it did was it put people's minds back to that music. You know,
Yeah.
as much as it
the
was
value of it.
It was a negative thing.
Value's
And,
a good
it's
thing.
probably people started digging up old Soundgarden CDs from like they
Yeah.
always do, and people go, actually, this is really bloody good. And then, just by a fluke, we happened to come along 2 weeks later doing a gig, and it happened to be on a Sunday, and everyone happened to roll in, and it was a killer night. Yeah.
Let's just move forward from there.
But it's an unfortunate. You'd rather it didn't go down like that, but
Yeah.
we didn't have much say in that.
No.
No.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, good marketing plan.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it was well planned. yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, minute silence for Chris Conlon.
Really?
Almost.
You would have got it. You would have
It's
got it.
fully sad.
Yeah.
No, it's sad, but yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Oh my God! Do you want to hear the worst joke in the world?
Yep. Definitely. Come on.
Okay.
Hook in.
Do you think?
Why is 6, 7 a scared?
And from this moment,
7, 8, 9, yeah.
and from this moment on, whenever you hear that song, you'll think of this. Do you think Eddie Vedder is walking around town thinking, "Whoa, whoa, oh, I'm still alive"?
With all his,
Oh, you read that somewhere, didn't
all his
you?
mates are gone.
Yeah, he's like getting the last laugh, like sucked in.
Yeah.
No, I think
It's just weird though.
he was a very
And you can
very
argue,
emotional.
Naughty fucking
I know.
man.
But you could. The weird part about it, you could argue that song. Well, I remember at the time that song kind of started the movement.
Yeah, that,
You know,
that and Smells
you heard
Like
it so many
Teen
times.
Spirit, yeah.
It drives you nuts now. I can't stand the bloody song. But
Actually, I think
but
Rusty
that
Cage was the
song-
first thing that I ever really heard from that era that was like stood out.
do you play that song?
Yes, we do.
Sorry, Matty.
Yes, we do.
How can you sing
Man,
that
the boss
song?
is-
Guess what? The boys can't do it yet. Okay? I'm just letting it out there. I'm putting it out there.
We can't get it right.
And so, therefore, I'm off the hook because that's a bitch.
At the
that is a
moment,
bitch
at the
to
moment,
sing,
Matty,
so
you're off the hook at the moment.
I just keep going, and they just go, oh, no.
No, that's
sorry,
Jesus Christ, mate.
sorry.
Uh,
I only have to sing about 2 words, and then the boys go, no. Go again. Let's go again. Let's go again. Yeah, sorry, we mixed up songs.
What
so
about
Jesus
do you
Christ,
do-
that's in the list.
We do Jesus Christ parties, yeah.
What is it, like a falsetto? Do you have to?
Yeah,
How do you do
it's
that?
a gut thing. It's a gut thing.
What is that?
All the singing eventually turns into being gut. If you can't get your gut controlled, then forget it, because all you'll do is spit out some pathetic squeal that doesn't deserve to be there if you're trying to do Chris Cornell. So, and I hear that far too often, and I don't want to do that. Occasionally, I have to go to that edge of my voice. But,
Well,
man,
man-
even Cornell had to do that.
I
So-
think that's half the reason cover bands don't play some of those great
Yeah.
songs, because
I ain't afraid
It's-
of any
it's-
tune.
yeah, but as
So
a,
do we
as
get
a
to hear
machine, a
that
working
tonight?
machine, to do 4 hours of a cover band act,
Don't know if we do that.
there might be like 6 of these crazy songs, and you just can't. You know,
No, you can
it's
do
pretty
it
rare to be a
special.
working act, and is it? Would you agree that your voice has a limited amount of time on it every note? Like
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I probably bludged on my voice for a long time. As in, I let it be for a lot of years. I did a lot of work in my late teens for probably 4 or 5 years. I had about 3 years off. Then I did solid touring Australia 6, 7 nights in a row.
In Rollerball?
Vocal work, yeah.
Yep.
Never lost my voice ever in my life. I've had colds and sicknesses that have caused it to be fucked up.
Always sung through
but
it.
never lost it. And you're probably the same, Mike.
Yeah,
And-
I always sing through colds and flus.
but doing this sort of thing, there's nothing like I said. I want to go into Reach Down by Temple of the Dog. I want to hit some other tunes that are even harder to sing. I really do, because the drummer behind. I mean, I love what the musicians do in a band, but when I've got a drummer behind me that can keep a tone and a rhythm and a solid sort of feel to what he's doing, he's getting right into it, Josh. He was never a grunge listener back in the 90s, Pacey.
No.
He never was.
He's the youngest. He's the youngest member of
He's
the
a young
band
lad.
too. Yeah.
And he's discovering this music, and it's really exciting to see him discover this music on the back of what we're doing here.
what's his bag? What's he into?
Metal.
Is he?
Big boy. Hits the skins rock hard, and
Wow.
massive drummer.
He's just about to go in and record another album with his original project.
What's that?
His original band's called Beast Machine. They're Northern New South Wales band,
Okay.
and they're going back to tour the States in July. On the back of
Be a tough gig being in an
They've
original
already
band
done.
now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just when you think social media is so great,
Yeah.
because you can get all that, Rollerball. They didn't have. I heard you guys on Triple J almost every day. That was the heyday of like Triple J were great.
Community radio was.
If you could
still
get
quite
onto
large.
that, it was like if you could get onto that sort of thing, you're pretty much set. And then all of a sudden, all this social media has made it kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
like what is popular now? I have no idea because
Yeah.
there's so many channels and things, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
know?
hard to tell what judges